What up, what up? We are breaking down my newest record, Quiero, and essentially I'm excited about this one because of the fact that it started in Cancun, my first time there, and then we finished it in Miami. So essentially it's about a crazy night out and just going about it that way. So yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, so let's start off by the first thing that I started off with, and essentially when I'm working with any artists, like I try to give them their full capacity to just kind of be free, because essentially it's like if I add too many different sounds in the song, they're gonna get confused. And I've had that feeling before. I've had to work with artists before where they felt like there's too many sounds coming in and out, and it just didn't make them feel comfortable. So essentially I just gave Due and a fee, just like, hey, just go ahead and like with the bass line and kick, like let's just see what you can do with it. And this is like what I'm trying to make the song about, essentially, right? So yeah, this is it. And a lot of the things that I do with my kick, it's very important to have the kick and the bass just kind of work with each other. Like you'll see with the bass line, you'll see that it's pretty tight, and that's exactly what I wanted it to be. And same with the kick, because I just wanted the kick to be more like you'll see the shape of it here. I just needed the transient and the bulkiness to really come through, but not all of the bulk of it, because then it's gonna defeat the purpose of the bass, right? So you'll see that even for the bass, I just added a kickstart, which is essentially a sidechain. And you'll see here, like in this region here, where you'll see the kick is coming through and then the bass line after, right? So you'll see the kick transient right here, and then the bass line will come in after. Oh, sleep time. I'm getting old. But yeah, so essentially, yeah, that's what I center. And then like little like air, like, you know, notes like this. And essentially why I do that is because of the fact that like I want it to be, and it kind of sits back in the record too, if you listen to it, because of the fact that like it's there, it adds texture essentially, and that's essentially what I wanted, right? And then going a little forward here is another main synth that I got from Silent, and what I did was it's essentially this sound here, which is like I went with more. For No Me Provoques, I went with more of a reggaeton kind of record, whereas like this one, I wanted a Spanish record that's gonna be more like melodic house, something that you can like drive to, something that you can dance to, something that you can just transcend with, I guess you can say. So yeah. So with this, I also took the same sound and then I made a lower like octave of it. So all I did was just take the same sound and then I just transposed it down -12 essentially, because that's an octave, right? And I just the reason why I did that was to be able to fill and give body to that high pitched sound, because otherwise it'll just get lost or it'll sound too thin essentially. So essentially, well, that's exactly the reason why I did that. But yeah, these are like the main sounds. And then when I got the vocals back, it was like, all right, now I have the vocals, which is great. Here, I'll solo the vocals for you here. Simple EQ. And you'll see that there's like those red marks on there. That's essentially saying that some of the frequencies within that region. So I have like all these tracks are stacked, right? It's not like there's 26 records or 26 tracks on this, including kicks, synths, percussion, etc. You know, but it's pretty much gonna fight that. Like, and Pro Q3 is a cool like equalizer where it gives you all that information, but I like panned some of those sounds to the right or the left, which is really important to pan and give dynamic to your overall record, right? So these didn't conflict, even though it shows that it's red, it didn't conflict. I fixed those issues. So overall, like, this is exactly like how I wanted it to be, and simplicity is key. You'll see that a lot of songs, and when I even start off with songs, they're all like I add so much percussion or different sounds in there to fill in like these like blank areas, but or like silence, like they're like very silent areas. But I do that on purpose because it gives room for the track to breathe essentially, and you need that, right? Like you can't just keep full throttle like the entire record. It's not gonna work. It's too overwhelming, and especially for the consumer and the listener, it's just not gonna like. It's not gonna sit right. It just feels like you don't want to listen to this anymore. Essentially, at least with my experience, that's what I've seen and heard. So, yeah. And I'll play the record here. So right there, like that was literally just the vocals, the bass, the kick, and the clap. That's it. There's nothing that was going on. And now I'm adding the percussion, and that's just hi-hats. And then skipping along a little bit, skippity-doo here. So yeah, then I added another percussion, which is, this just kind of gave like variation, and I have it like moving like left and right. As you can see here, it's just kind of going back and forth in both of your ears, like left and right. So like when you listen to this on like your headset, it's gonna feel like everything's like moving around, which is giving dynamic essentially, and that's what you want, right? Like you can't just have everything just like straight in the middle. Otherwise, one, everything's gonna clash into each other, and then it's gonna just sound like muddy. It's just gonna sound like it's not like professionally sounding. It just sounds like everything is just on top of each other, and it's just not gonna sound clean, essentially, is what you want, right? So then moving along to the main drop, and that's pretty much it, which is right here. I added some like weird texture here too. Like it's just like, it sounds a little chaotic, but like you barely hear it. There you go, a little bit of space, and we're just like going right back at it, you know? So that's pretty much a simple breakdown of my newest record, Quiero, and go and stream it. Take care.